Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Will Thomas and Daphne plan to ruin Hope and Carter's romance? The Bold and the Beautiful suggests that Thomas Forrester and Daphne Rose may forge a hidden partnership. Will these schemers derail Hope Logan and Carter Walton's romance as a team? Thomas's reappearance is scheduled for early September, but the program may already be setting the basis for it. Thomas could have a hidden companion who is already in town. When Steffi Forrester invited Daphne to return to Los Angeles, she initially resisted, but she eventually arrived. What if Thomas persuaded Daphne to make the trip? After all, Thomas still resides in Paris, as far as B&B fans are aware, and Daphne was also there before to her journey return to LA. There's a chance Thomas's engagement to Paris Buckingham ended quietly off-screen. Thomas may already be preparing to reclaim Hope, so reaching out to Daphne as an ally seems logical. Daphne is Steffi's friend, and she may easily become Thomas's buddy as well. It may be Thomas's turn to conspire with Daphne and try to achieve his desired conclusion. Even if Thomas and Daphne have not yet linked, they may do so once he returns to the screen. Daphne and Thomas may eventually realize they share a shared purpose if they both want Hope's relationship with Carter to end. Thomas might assist Daphne in manipulating the situation in the hopes of successfully stealing Carter away from Hope. That could open the path for Thomas to pick up the shards of Hope's broken heart. If Thomas reunites with Hope while Daphne dates Carter, he may see it as a win-win situation for everyone. Perhaps Thomas will tell himself that he is the best person to make Hope happy, and Daphne is the best person to make Carter happy as well. Regardless, Daphne and Thomas could form an alliance now that the latter is preparing to return. Thomas's Hope obsession could rekindle, leaving him eager to collaborate with Daphne on a perilous breakup mission. According to the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Thomas may receive some love life updates. The show faces a major challenge following a shocking reveal. Can Luna stay? The Bold and the Beautiful teasers and updates realize that viewers are accustomed to shocking narrative surprises. If the soap wants to keep this character, they need to come up with a dramatic twist, as they appear to have no way out of their dilemma. Talk about being written into a corner. Nobody understood how Bill Spencer was able to not only release Luna Nozawa into his custody under home arrest, but also have her homicide charges dismissed entirely. Honestly, even if he utilized every legal advantage he had to make this happen, it doesn't add up. Despite being given a second chance, Luna failed miserably. She shot off another toe of her grandmother Sheila Carter's, not even on the other foot, so they would match. Furthermore, she nearly killed Liam Spencer and would have succeeded if he hadn't shot her after getting shot himself and stealing her gun. Luna wasn't really rehabilitated, nor was she really dead. Luna was not rehabilitated nor redeemed, despite her repeated protestations to the contrary, and she constituted a menace to anyone who encountered her. Viewers of Bold and Beautiful could predict the shootout at the beach house/school from a long distance away. It was no surprise that Luna's obsession with seeing her father resulted in 3 near-fatal situations. Even those closest to Luna could tell that she was absolutely unstable. However, her aunt/grandmother, Lee Finnegan, believed she could change the psychopath if she could keep her alive. Ignoring everything Bill had gone through, she brought Luna's nearly lifeless body from the hospital to her living room, where she embarked on a horribly wrong scheme. Lee and Sheila collaborated to care for Luna. Lee didn't want her in prison. Lee informed Sheila, who had forced her way into the cover-up, that if she had kept Luna alive in the hospital, she would face life in prison. Lee said that caring for Luna at home could keep her from going to jail and resolve the situation, but how? Unless Lee is planning to give Luna a face transplant before releasing her back into society, it's difficult to see how she can avoid the consequences of her actions. Even if Lee, like Bill, clears Luna of accusations, she will be even more detested by everyone concerned, as she nearly killed St. Liam. And hiding Luna and faking her death isn't Lee's first idea. She did the same thing with John Finnegan before. How can the CBS soap keep Luna on the canvas. It came as no surprise that Luna emerged from all of this with her obsession with Will Spencer at the forefront, rather than forgetfulness or shame. This news plainly stated that Bold and Beautiful will need a major storyline surprise to keep Luna as a relevant character. However, given that B&B and its sister serial, The Young and the Restless, have been handling Sheila for over 30 years, do you feel Luna can be rehabilitated, or will she become the next Sheila? 3 reasons Deacon and Taylor have a new romance brewing. According to the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, there are 3 possible reasons for Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes' new romance. With the possibility of a new pairing on the horizon, we should discuss all the ways B&B may bring Taylor and Deacon together. 1. Sheila's betrayal takes Deacon too far. Deacon adores Sheila Sharp and has always recognized the good in her, but her latest transgression could jeopardize their marriage. Sheila has promised to keep Lee Finnegan's secret and Luna Nozawa's survival hidden, but her decision may backfire in the end. After Bill Spencer pardoned Luna, Sheila discovered she had a granddaughter and was eager to contact her. Deacon gave Sheila an ultimatum and cautioned her to keep away from Luna, but she ignored him and continued to see Luna behind his back. Although Deacon was able to overcome his mistake, it may not be that easy the next time. The stakes are higher following Luna's beach home meltdown, which almost killed Liam Spencer. Everyone outside the Luna secret circle believes she has died, so Deacon will be outraged when he discovers Sheila knew the truth but kept quiet. Between that and Sheila's forgiveness of Luna, Deacon could be persuaded to divorce her. 2. Taylor loses Ridge to his destiny, pairing with Brooke. Taylor's fantasy wedding plans will turn into a complete nightmare. Taylor will not get her wish to remarry Ridge Forrester and become the genuine queen of his heart. Brooke Logan will win this love triangle round and achieve the happy ending she desires instead. Brooke and Ridge's destiny will take some time to completely manifest, but it will happen. Taylor's world will come crashing down, leaving her searching for a way ahead. 3. Deacon and Taylor commiserate over love disappointments. Taylor and Deacon may then commiserate about their romantic partners failing to meet their expectations. Could this be the start of Deacon and Taylor's pairing? Before Rebecca Budig replaced Krista Allen as Taylor, many fans assumed Taylor and Deacon would get together. There was a point when it appeared that the program was exploring the possibility of a Deacon and Taylor romance. Now could be a good time to reconsider that strategy, especially if Taylor and Deacon are both destined for singlehood. Perhaps terrible news in their current relationships may bring Deacon and Taylor to a new love beginning. According to the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Taylor and Deacon will need to alter their love life in the coming months. Lee's boot camp for Luna, Sheila spills will news. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Friday, August 15th, shows that Lee Finnegan intended to run a boot camp for Luna Nozawa before Sheila Sharp revealed some Will Spencer information to her granddaughter. Sheila arrived at Lee's house with a present bag for Luna and discovered that her rehabilitation was doing nicely. Lee insisted that no one else knew Luna was alive until they understood what they were dealing with and could give her a new life as planned. Luna was hungry and begged for a pizza, so Sheila went to Aiel Giardino. That offered Luna the opportunity to put on more cosmetics and inquire whether Lee felt she was attractive. Lee saw Luna was thinking about boys again, so she chastised her, especially because she didn't want her to focus on Will. Lee anticipated Luna to take advantage of this opportunity for redemption because she had put so much on the line for her. Lee did not want Luna to become like Poppy Nozawa, so she insisted on putting her through her own form of boot camp. Lee promised to be Luna's drill sergeant and reform her, but Luna said she needed to chill off. At Forrester Creations, Ivy Forrester updated Electra Forrester on Will's big day. Ivy informed Electra about Will's promotion. Electra was overjoyed and soon mentioned waiting for her first time in the bedroom. Electra expected it to be special and romantic now that she was dating a terrific guy like Will. Brooke and Katie Logan met with Will and Tony, another employee at Aiel Giardino. Will and Tony were overjoyed with their promotions after learning they were no longer interns. Tony had to go early, but will stay behind to celebrate with Katie and Brooke. Deacon talked to everyone about the promotion and agreed to let them throw a party at the restaurant. So Sheila listened in while she waited for Luna's pizza. Sheila returned to Luna after briefly speaking with Deacon. When she noticed the tension with Lee, Sheila informed Luna about Will's promotion and the planned party at Il Giardino during a private time, which piqued her interest. On Friday's B&B episode, Electra made out with Will after congratulating him on his promotion. Will and Electra were both looking forward to what might be an unforgettable night. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna will prove she hasn't changed when she carries out her next scheme, in the ever-twisting tapestry of the bold and the beautiful, where love triangles bleed into quadrangles and alliances turn on a dime. The very suggestion that Thomas Forrester could return with a clandestine partner like Daphne Rose already paints the canvas with betrayal, seduction, obsession, and heartbreak. And as September looms with Thomas's dramatic re-entry into the Los Angeles design world, whispers ripple through Forrester Creations corridors that his Parisian engagement to Paris Buckingham quietly collapsed in the shadowy alleys of the City of Light, leaving him free, restless, and fixated once more on the unattainable woman who has dominated his waking thoughts and haunted his dreams. Hope Logan, who, despite her resilience and loyalty, finds herself increasingly entangled with Carter Walton, a man whose stability, charisma, and romantic devotion present the kind of safe harbor Hope rarely finds in the stormy seas of her love life. And into this delicate new pairing slithers the possibility of sabotage, with Thomas perhaps pulling the strings from afar and Daphne, fresh in town under mysterious circumstances, emerging as both accomplice and instigator, their shared ambition cemented by one undeniable truth. If Hope and Carter thrive, neither Thomas nor Daphne gets what they desire, and so begins a scheme dripping with duplicity, temptation, and psychological manipulation, the kind of plot where stolen glances at the Forrester office morph into late-night conspiratorial meetings in dimly lit hotel lounges, where Daphne leans across the table and murmurs, "If I can seduce Carter, you'll have your chance with Hope," and Thomas, eyes burning with the same madness that once drove him to manipulate mannequins, nods with chilling conviction, telling himself he is orchestrating destiny rather than destruction, rationalizing that Hope belongs with him and Carter deserves someone like Daphne, all while outside this dangerous packed the wider canvas churns with parallel chaos. From Luna Nozoa's half-buried survival secret in Lee Finnegan's boot camp style Reformation program to Sheila Carter's reluctant alliance with Lee to conceal Luna from a world that would rather see her in shackles, to Bill Spencer's jaw-dropping legal maneuvers that freed Luna once only for her to spiral back into violence, nearly killing Liam Spencer in the process, thus raising questions about whether Luna is not simply troubled, but destined to become the next Sheila. And as these layers intersect, we see how one scheme bleeds into another, how Sheila's maternal instinct clashes with Deacon Sharp's crumbling patience as he contemplates leaving his volatile wife for someone steadier like Taylor Hayes, whose own romantic devastation at losing Ridge Forrester to Brooke Logan leaves her vulnerable to commiseration and new passion. And within all these arcs sits the ticking time bomb of Will Spencer's rise. His promotion celebrated at Il Giardino serving as the stage for Luna's inevitable relapse into chaos, an event Daphne and Thomas might even exploit, for in the world of schemers, distraction is opportunity, and what better way to dismantle Hope and Carter's budding relationship than to let chaos reign around them until the cracks show. Daphne whispering poisonous doubts in Carter's ear, Thomas presenting himself to Hope as the only man who truly understands her, and both conspirators weaving a narrative in which Hope doubts Carter's loyalty, while Carter finds himself tempted by Daphne's intoxicating blend of charm and danger. Yet amid the plotting comes unintended consequences, for Daphne may find herself genuinely falling for Carter, and Thomas, once again blinded by obsession, may lose control of the very alliance he created, setting the stage for betrayals within betrayals, secrets exploding at family gatherings, confrontations in boardrooms, and perhaps even another violent showdown when Luna resurfaces driven by her warped fixation on Will and dragging the Spencers, Forresters, and Logans into yet another spiral of deceit and danger, so that when all threads converge, Thomas and Daphne's scheme, Luna's fake death and unstable survival, Sheila and Lee's dangerous pact, Deacon and Taylor's growing connection, Ridge and Brooke's destiny reunion, and Bill's increasingly reckless crusades. What emerges is a saga of love, lust, obsession, betrayal, and redemption where no victory is clean. Every romance is tainted by manipulation, and the question lingers in every scene like a storm cloud ready to break. Can Thomas and Daphne truly blow up Hope and Carter's romance without destroying themselves in the process? Or will their alliance crumble under the weight of their own tangled desires, leaving Hope, Carter, and everyone else in their orbit scorched by the fallout of their dangerous games? The dangerous beauty of the Thomas and Daphne alliance is that it grows not from instant passion, but from mutual calculation. And that makes it all the more dangerous, because while Hope and Carter's romance blossoms in the daylight, romantic dinners, passionate embraces in the Forrester office after hours, shared dreams of a future untainted by scandal, the shadows are alive with plotting. As Thomas returns from Paris under the guise of creative inspiration while secretly burning with jealousy, convinced that Carter is stealing the very life he deserves, and Daphne, once thought of as Steffi's worldly confidant, finds herself transformed into Thomas's co-conspirator, her voice dripping with honeyed venom as she convinces him that Hope can be gently guided away from Carter if Carter is first distracted, compromised, and emotionally torn apart by a woman who knows how to seduce without ever giving her heart. And together they form a pact sealed in secrecy, their meetings laced with whispers of manipulation and promises of shared triumph. Yet the soap canvas is far wider than two schemers, for across Los Angeles, Bill Spencer grows restless with guilt and fury over Liam's trauma and Luna's unstable reign of terror, still haunted by the day Liam nearly lost his life to Luna's gun, the day the Spencers and Forresters nearly buried another young man too soon, and while Bill masks his guilt with bravado, it eats at him in private, fueling his reckless decisions that bleed into everyone else's storylines, including Sheila's, as she attempts to redeem herself through protecting Luna in Lee's secretive boot camp rehabilitation. Though viewers see what Lee refuses to admit, Luna is no pliable project but a volatile storm, obsessed anew with Will Spencer's rise of Forrester, her fixation boiling just beneath the surface and threatening to explode again at the Aiel Giardino bash. And this bash becomes the nexus where all schemes collide, Daphne eyeing Carter like prey Thomas, slipping Hope's subtle words about destiny, Luna lurking with unstable plans for Will, Sheila and Lee clashing over control, Deacon eavesdropping with mounting suspicion about his wife's duplicity, Taylor's heartbreak spilling into Deacon's arms as Ridge and Brooke drift toward yet another passionate reunion, Finn trapped between loyalty to his wife and the shadow of his mother's possible redemption, Steffi increasingly desperate to protect her marriage as the world caves in around her. And in this cauldron of shifting loyalties, Thomas convinces himself he is not orchestrating destruction, but liberation, that Hope will thank him when she sees Carter for the flawed man Daphne exposes him to be. And Daphne convinces herself that Carter will choose her not because of manipulation, but because fate has always destined them to collide. But soap history tells us that no scheme stays clean, no alliance remains unbroken. And already cracks begin to show as Daphne feels unexpected pangs of guilt watching Carter's sincere affection for Hope, while Thomas's obsession clouds his judgment to the point where even Daphne wonders if she has aligned with a man more unhinged than she realized. Yet their commitment deepens with each shared secret, each manufactured misunderstanding planted between Hope and Carter, each lingering touch designed to spark scandal, all while the outside world barrels toward chaos. From Luna's unpredictable reappearance to Deacon's breaking point with Sheila, from Taylor's downward spiral to Bill's next reckless gamble, until the storylines knot together into one sprawling collision course that threatens to leave no family untouched, no romance untested, and no secret safe, because in this universe of obsession and betrayal, every kiss could be a weapon, every alliance a trap, and every dream of happiness just the first step toward devastation. And so the question remains, as the schemers tighten their grip on destiny, will Thomas and Daphne succeed in blowing up Hope and Carter's romance? Or will they be consumed by the wildfire they have unleashed, leaving the Forrester, Spencer, Logan, and Finnegan families scorched by betrayal and forever changed by the fallout? And as the days pass in Los Angeles, Thomas and Daphne's unholy alliance begins weaving its poisonous threads more tightly through every family, every romance, and every business decision at Forrester Creations. For while on the surface Hope, Logan, and Carter Walton appear as an unshakable couple glowing with optimism, sharing tender moments in the design office and speaking of trust, children, and building a future that isn't defined by the chaos of their pasts, behind the curtains there, enemies plot like silent predators. Daphne strategically planting seeds of doubt in Carter's mind, recalling Steffi's betrayals, Zoe's rejection, Quinn's turbulence, all while Thomas positions himself as Hope's eternal soulmate, the one man who understands her fragile balance between independence and vulnerability. And together these two schemers design scenarios meant to fracture the romance they envy. An overheard phone call, a manipulated text, a staged, late-night, accidental encounter at IL Giardino, where Daphne drapes herself across Carter, just as Hope happens to walk in, her face collapsing as Thomas arrives to console her in the shadows, whispering, "I told you he would hurt you. I'll never let you down again." And though Hope resists, her resolve is weakened by Thomas's intensity, by Carter's visible guilt, and by Daphne's subtle campaign to paint Hope as indecisive, unworthy of Carter's loyalty. But even as this dangerous dance escalates, the larger canvas of chaos bleeds into their plan, for Luna Nozawa, kept hidden by Lee Finnegan in her twisted at-home rehabilitation camp with Sheila Carter lurking as an unwelcome nurse, begins pushing against her chains, obsessing. Once moreover will Spencer, whose recent promotion at Forrester makes him not only a rising star, but a perfect target for Luna's delusional fantasies. And though Lee insists she can reform her niece by sheer discipline, Sheila sees the darkness in Luna's eyes, the same storm she once carried in her own.